Oh, hello. Hi, YouTube.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Danny Gregory, and welcome to Creative Kickstart. And here's Nikki Tracos.
Hey everyone.
Do you have a theme song?
No,
Need to get a
just
theme
whatever.
song.
Disco music's in my head. We should have a theme song, and that's sort of what we come in with. That'd be fun. What would
So,
it be?
so this normally in this time slot and in this location we do draw with me. Today we're not doing draw with me, but we are doing. You can draw with us. It's totally a drawing opportunity. It's just instead of JJ, I have Nikki here with me. Although she's
Yay.
not, JJ has not been downsized. She's still here. She's just off camera. Nikki and I have been working all week doing what we're calling a creative kickstart because we are trying to move our art making in new and different directions and experimenting with different media and kind of looking at how each of us do the same kind of assignment. It's been really fun. And we are sponsored by Winsor & Newton, who sent us giant box of art supplies to play with, and that's what we've been playing with all week. And today we're going to be using pro markers, Winsor & Newton pro markers, and yeah. Oh, you haven't. Oh, you have them in a nice bird cup already.
Yes.
So yeah, so just like draw with me, except we want you to work along with us, and we're gonna do a bunch of timed drawings today. We're gonna do some 5-minute drawings, fairly quick. That's one of the nice things about working with markers is you can move pretty quickly. But we'll get to that in a minute. Let's talk about yesterday. So yesterday was Valentine's Day,
Hmm.
and
Yesterday was
but you're not romantic, so you didn't do anything on Valentine's Day.
no,
No. Okay.
no
Well,
romance. Lots of love, but no romance.
well, here's yeah. So here we drew. Hey, get that Sunday out of there. What's that doing in there? So yeah. So yesterday we drew roses, and we did them with kind of with watercolor pencils. Although yours really doesn't look like it was done with watercolor pencils.
I started with watercolor pencils. This part is mostly watercolor pencils. The background lettering is, but I added gouache. So my outline was watercolor pencils and then just added a bit of
It
volume
looks so
with the
good.
gouache.
It looks like a
Yeah.
photograph.
Oh, that was fun.
Yes. Well, good. Jules says sponsoring you guys was genius. I've already bought the inks. Right
Oh,
on. We're
me.
we're here to seduce you into buying all kinds of stuff. Yes. So yeah. So that was yesterday. I mean, I didn't do much afterwards. I basically washed this out. Mine is sort of like a misty watercolor memory kind of watercolor with. It was meant to be sort of not sharp and not photographic, but more of a just a romantic gesture. So that was it.
I love it. I love the colors used.
Thank you. So, all right. So let's go back to today. And today, what we're going to do is we are going to draw food. Why not? Do you draw food much?
Not a ton. I draw my coffee cup or my teacup often, but not food specifically. So I'm excited. My approach, I'm going to try to be a little bit more expressive today. And my approach is going to be more contour drawing and see how it flows. So I'm
Fast and
excited.
loose. Yeah,
And I
that's
think we
good.
have some visuals that you chose. So I'm excited to see how they could turn out and be inspired by your style as well.
Okay. Well, I'm interested in these markers. I haven't drawn with markers for a long time. Um, but yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, in 5 minutes, you don't have time for a lot of thinking. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a page, a spread in our sketchbooks, and we are going to do 7 drawings. 7 or is it 6? I think we decided we took out one of them, but I think it's either 6 or 7. So imagine that we are going to let me just see. We're gonna do a whole page spread across a page. And yeah, so you're going to see each of our pages as we work. And I'm just going to kind of dot them around the page as I go. I don't have any particular plan beyond that.
You said we have 7. I'm just thinking spatially.
Yeah, they don't have to all be the same size, of course. You can work it out however you want to, but if you want to end up with a nice spread of food, that's the idea. All
Awesome.
right.
And what paper are you working on, Danny?
So I'm using a paper. It's not actually made by Winsor Newton, but because it's a very specialized paper because it's designed for markers. And it is what I love about it is it's called Render, R-E-N-D-R. But what I like about it is you can draw on either page, side of the page. So, you can
Okay.
draw here, and then you can be right on the other side of the page, and look, there's nothing bled through. It's like, and it's kind of smooth. It's not great with any kind of water-based medium, but it works really well with what we're doing today, which is just pure markers. It's made by Crescent. I think it comes in pads as well as these little sketchbooks. So it's kind of pricey, but it's really the only thing I've ever found that is 100% like if you don't want it to bleed through, if you want to work with a Sharpie or any kind of really alcohol-based marker, RENDR. So it's missing the second E, RENDR by Crescent.
Okay.
But so we're going to work with these. So this set of pro markers that we got, I opened. I've lost the box already. But they are tattoo colors supposedly. So they're the colors of kind of old school tattoos. But as it happens, they're actually, I think, really good colors for food.
I agree.
Right? There's not many. There's just one blue, but it's all kinds of shades of oranges and browns and a couple of greens. So it's and also you're going to talk later on about this marker, which is the blender marker, which so you can kind of mix colors, you can blend colors together, and
Yeah,
yeah.
I ran with them when I opened our little kit that we got from Winsor& and Newton, and I thought it would be really neat to see how we could blend these markers because they're not water soluble. So once you put them down, they don't move, but they do provide you with a blender brush that you can blend I would say blend the seams together. We'll see how far I get. I'm going to try to keep up with you and go from there, but I can bring it out to play around with it a bit.
All right, good. So let's just look at our picture. That's dessert. We're not having dessert yet. We're going to start with a sandwich. So here's the picture. We had some complaints from people saying, well, how come you don't have the thing up there? Because what we've done in the past, we've asked you to screen grab. People have problems with screen grabbing. Anyway, so you're not going to see us because of this. You're going to see the sandwich, which maybe you like the look of a sandwich better than me. That's fine. So let's get going.
All right.
So should we start our timer? All right, JJ's going to put a 5-minute timer on us.
Someone's asking Nikki, is it a Copic bound sketchbook?
Is yours a Copic brown bound sketchbook? I don't know. Is it?
No, it's bound by my daughter. Yes, it is Coptic, but she
Coptic.
made me a watercolor sketchbook years ago, and
So nice.
so I'm going to try the watercolor paper just because I'm a huge watercolor
Hey,
fan. But
sharpen your focus too. You just it feels a little soft.
I did. Today is not, for some reason, as clear.
Did you put it on that same setting that we discovered yesterday?
I checked before we started, so I don't know
Okay.
why it's fuzzy.
All right. Are we ready?
Yep.
Here we go.
Oh.
You're not going to hear a lot of talking out of us when we only have 5 minutes to do this because it's. Well, calm down. Once you get a sense of the time, it's not a tiny amount of time. It's a reasonable amount of time to work in. But yeah, so I'm just kind of drawing. I hadn't planned to do this. I don't want to draw the whole thing in gray. I want to draw it in different colors. I want to draw each thing in the color that it's in. So
I think I forgot bacon, but that's okay.
Um,
I'm going to leave them uncapped. There's my tip.
Oh, really? Okay, good tip.
I know they may dry out, but I'm going to be hopeful that
What if you
they'll.
work fast? Not in 5 minutes. They're not going to.
What color are you going to use for the meat? I'm going to use orange.
Yeah, I mean, we can change it up too. Doesn't have to be. You can change. You can make it into a vegan sandwich.
Since I didn't include the bacon.
Yeah, maybe it's a few tofu slabs in there. What do I do with this?
See, I said I was going to do contour, but I'm not because I'm looking at this visual. I become too focused.
Stay loose, man.
Loosey goosey.
It's just a sandwich.
No, wrong
It's
end.
not like beef cordon bleu.
I feel like Edward Scissorhands, but with markers instead.
I like that. This paper, this render paper, also as the alcohol dries, the color changes a little bit too. I can't not put the lids on.
I know. I feel a little stressed about that, but that's okay.
Hey Jen, how much time do we have?
2.22.
Okay, good. So we are close to the midpoint now. So I've got all my bits, and now I'm gonna go in and just start making it awesome.
Awesomer. Oh, I can't open that one.
Something about drawing with markers. You know, when I first started in advertising, we had a department of guys who did our illustrations for us. Not final illustrations that we would use in ads, but storyboards. And we had these guys, and they were like old guys who'd like been in the business for 1,000 years, and they would they would just do a drawing of your thing. Like this is before the days of when you could go and download stuff on Google. So you'd go and you'd say to the guy, could you draw like it's supposed to be a housewife holding up a bottle of detergent? And he would say, yeah, sure. And he would just knock out a drawing. And they had these whole sets of markers, like 256 markers, like all, perfectly arranged in like a special whole, whatever it is, like a rack next to their drawing tables. And I just love those old guys. I was like, God, these guys are so cool. And there was one of them who was actually kind of a famous illustrator who drew a lot of covers for monster magazines. It was a magazine called Famous Monsters of Film Land or something. And I remember getting that as a kid, and he drew a lot of these things, and he would do these amazing drawings of like Dracula or something. And,
That's so cool.
Oh God, it was so cool. I don't know whatever happened to those kind of old guys. They were all out of a job when Photoshop arrived.
Mm-hmm.
But
I actually I love vintage books, and I picked up one that was a drawing instructional book from the 50s that taught journalists how to illustrate because they had to add visuals to their stories, and it was so cool. Again,
we're out of time.
we're out of time.
Yeah,
No.
I know. Okay, now I'm looking at yours for the first time. We kind of use similar colors. It's a different line style.
I'm gonna keep going just because I'm looking to
But they're
finish
kind of
that.
almost the same size too. Our drawings are kind of the same size on the screen. It's sort of cool.
Very
Yeah.
interesting. You're quite literal
Use-
with this.
Yeah, use the fat side.
Look at my hand. Edward Scissorhands.
But don't forget these are two-sided.
Yes, I know, but
Go to the fat side. All right, so there's our sandwich. Moving on. Let's move on to the
Okay.
next.
what do we got
I'm going to
next?
do down here. So what was the next one? We have a
Do
bowl
some-
of pasta. All right,
Oh,
let's do it. Hit that timer. Ready?
Yeah.
All right, we're doing it.
Okay, I'll go underneath my
I
sandwich.
know. I was looking through all these reference pictures, and I was like, God, that pasta looks really good. I think I'm going to do something different here. I'm going to try and do...
We can't see yours, Danny, because the
Oh,
picture's
right, of course, yeah. Stupid picture.
Who decided to use a picture? I think I
Yeah, whoever insisted on having a picture on screen, now you know why we didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can't see the grimace on my face as I'm drawing this. So
Edward marker hands. Yes, photo Vincent.
that's a good one.
That's going to be my new handle. Edward marker hand. So you said fat side. I'm going to do fat side for the ice gray. For the fork, maybe.
All right, so I'm going to just do the overall shape of this pasta before I go in and draw the individual noodles. Just going to leave room here for a little basil. What do you think about the sound? Some people hate the sound.
Oh, blending marker. I wanted to create a highlight in my fork because I just realized that there was highlights that I see there. But it didn't work.
You can sort of use the blending marker as an eraser in a way too, right?
What I thought, just to lift a bit of the pigment. But maybe because I'm working on watercolor paper, it's not as effective.
Well, you're using watercolor paper.
I am. I want to use this beautiful book my daughter made me. She's actually the one who inspired me to work on some bookbinding projects.
I haven't done bookbinding in a long time, but when I first started keeping a sketchbook, there kind of weren't that many sketchbooks available. God, today's really the Danny's really old episode. But yes, when I first started out, why they hadn't invented paper yet, and we'd have to go out and cut down a tree ourselves.
When you first started out, wasn't it the slates?
The what?
The slates, you know.
Oh yeah, yes. We used to just draw on a slate. We had, and then some whippersnapper came along and said, "Look at this papyrus." And we all said, "That'll never last." Yeah.
It's like back in the day when I was a makeup artist, when the kids were little. I had a YouTube channel, the whole bit, and then as my daughter got older, she's like, "I'm just going to go on YouTube and watch some videos." I'm like, "Honey, I'm here. YouTube is right here. You don't have to go." She kind of looked at me like, "Whatever, Mom."
I didn't know that you were a makeup artist.
Yeah, I left my corporate job to stay home with the kids. Wanted to do something creative. I wasn't, an artist at that point. And makeup artistry allowed me to paint women's faces and have fun and be able to wash it off after and explore just that creative expression, which was amazing. I really enjoyed it.
So you were ahead of your time now, and now everybody's doing makeup videos and stuff like that on.
Yeah, it actually was just becoming popular when I was in the makeup world.
So would you work with photographers and stuff? Is that how it worked?
Yeah, I did photo shoots and some television, lots of weddings. I taught classes. I really had a nice variety of work, which was good because I get bored easily. So it was good to have that. I feel like mine needs something. You know what? I'm going to go rogue and add some ink.
So I'm using this Winsor Newton fine liner to draw in my little noodles. This is a gray. I like having a gray marker rather than a black one. It's not as intense.
Look at this. I just picked up.
We're low on time. Watch out, Nikki. We're low on time.
Oh, okay.
JJ's coming for us in a minute.
No.
So I'm going to use the blender to see if I can erase this thing here where I drew the line, but I don't know if it's going to work. Yeah. We're done. We're out.
What? Can I just do an outer edge?
I'm just using this blender here. Let's see what happens if it'll just disappear. I'm just sort of softening the edge of this plate. But
Mine is mystery dinner. Oh, I like how you use the fine liner to define your noodles.
yeah,
Very.
yeah. Yours is. So you can see. So you did. What did you draw the lines on? What is that you're drawing with?
So I drew with the Pro Marker,
Yeah.
but then I added a wash using the Winsor Newton ink in the orange.
Oh, I see. Okay. I couldn't see
Yeah.
what you were doing. Yeah. That's
like
good.
that.
I don't like how dark this basil is, though.
I think my fork needs some definition.
See that? Just that blending thing gave me like a nice softness there. I think it might still disappear. See how it goes. All right, so let's move on to the next. Are you ready for the next course?
Put a shadow so it doesn't look like a floating plate as well.
But I use the blender to pull that line out, and then it's much softer.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to worry about it too much. Let me move my book over.
All right, here we go. Our next course is pizza.
There we go. Pizza.
Pizza, yeah. So
Start with the gray.
gray.
What are you going to start with? Maybe a yellow, and then I can go.
So you're going to start with yellow?
Yeah, I think so.
This is interesting.
Right? Like, how do you add in all of that?
I know it's a problem, right? It's like how do you? We're kind of doing the same thing. I see. Sort
I
of.
feel like today we're very similar.
I think it's because this medium is. Both of us aren't that used to using it, and it kind of forces you to draw in a certain way. I'm going to loosen up though. All right, I'm kind of getting too.
Yeah, I think the next one I might try it as a contour, depending actually on. I had this for dinner the other night.
That very slice.
Do you have? Yeah, I took
That's
a
what
picture.
happened to it.
Do you have Brooklyn style pizza near you anywhere?
Well, when I lived in Brooklyn, we did.
With the big pepperonis that get crispy and curled.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Anyone else enjoy a good Brooklyn style pizza? Any recommendations? I'm going to New York in a few weeks with my daughter. Food, shopping,
You know,
art supplies.
I have 30 years of recommendations, so
Okay.
I would say stay out of Times Square.
Oh, I feel like you enjoy it once, the first time, and then busy.
Yeah, all you get to
crazy.
see is you'll never see any New Yorkers. You'll just see people from other tourists go there. So
If you're going to a show,
if you're going to a show, yeah. But we were just in New York in September.
Nice. Do you have family still there?
My mother and my sister live there, yeah. And we have lots of friends, of course, because that's where we lived until.
Do you miss it?
I miss certain things about it. I miss my friends. I miss walking. I miss individual places. I don't know that I actually miss living in New York, though.
I grabbed just some ink again.
See how this, when I blended this edge to the plate, how it's slowly disappearing? That's kind of what I wanted. So it looks really harsh now, but then when you use this blender, it just smooths out the edges. And then you can go over it again if you want to with a, with a fine line or something like that and make it feel more. Uh-oh, there's a vicious dog attacking somebody in your house. What kind of a dog do you have?
Sorry, I tried to mute my audio. He's
Well,
20-pound Havanese. Someone's either trying to deliver something or come to break in.
Well,
Sorry about
hopefully we're not going to
that.
get leaf blowers today. Normally we have leaf blowers as part of the background. I asked the leaf blower guys to come later today, so we'll see what they
I think
do.
my husband is going to get him. I'm actually surprised that all week he didn't bark. I closed the front blind. What kind of dog do you have?
I have a pug.
That's right, a pug. Just want to pull out the burgundy again.
Yeah, I like this blender. I like the smoothing things into each other. It's nice. I could use a few more colors. I do actually have the full set of Pro markers. I should have just pulled that out. I have like a box of like 128 Pro markers or something. But
I like the oh, it's funny you're working on the dots too. I just decided to splatter a bit using the ink.
All right.
I like the watercolor ones you showed me earlier. Those would
Yeah.
be fun to play around with too.
those are cool. So we have 10 seconds. We're almost out of time. This one felt like it was too long.
Yeah.
All right, you're done.
All right, we're done.
Okay, I'm
And
done
we're
with
out.
pizza.
All right, no pizza, no more pizza.
No more for you. Okay, I'm
Fine
going to do
news.
contour drawing for this one, even though I don't know what it's going to be.
Here it goes. I don't know either. And it
I have a
is...
commenter in New Zealand asking for a breakfast.
We're going to get to a breakfast. Right now we're doing sardines, though.
Oh, I love this one.
We're going to
so
get
much.
to breakfast.
Okay, I'm going to try.
So I think I'll be able to do sardines over here.
So I'm not going to raise my pen or marker, and I'm going to try to do a continuous, fun, loosen up kind of experience.
Yeah, if you draw into them while they're still wet, it's a different thing, you know? I don't know how long yours is staying wet.
Concentrating. Talk to you in a sec.
All right.
There we go. Okay. Gives me a kind of cool base. Yeah, I tried to use the blender to blend them out a bit, but didn't have a ton of luck. But I'm going to go loose with this one, I think. Let me try the blender on those.
This is you have to make some decisions about how you're going to address these various things with markers. I know how I would do this if I was just doing it in watercolor, but it's different when you're figuring it out with markers.
Bring in those Cotman watercolors and metallics.
Yeah, I mean, JJ makes a good point, which is the Cotman water metallics would be good here, but I can't use them on this paper. This paper will not take kindly to watercolors at all.
You know what? I have them handy. JJ, I'm going to try your idea.
JJ's trying. Okay, good.
Here. Maybe I'll even, there's a black too. Okay. Let's experiment since I have them handy. So activating them, I'm finding, takes a little bit more water and attention with my brush. So we'll do a little bit of the silver. Hard to see, but there are 3 different values in that metallic that you can play with. And I feel like the metallics, they don't show up on camera as well, but they truly are, they have a really nice finish when you can see them in person.
Yeah, it's true.
So maybe subtle on camera, but effective if you're wanting a little bit of zhuzhing.
Bit of pizzazz.
This black one is kind of cool. Yeah, we'll see what that looks like. Try. And then what's sprinkled on top? Is that salt? I can't see.
Yeah, I think it is.
I just grabbed a bit of blue ink too for my shadow.
Yeah, this is
And
mine is getting everything is getting kind of blurry, so I'm highlighting everything with a fine liner.
See, my instinct is go for the watercolor or inky experience because that's what you're comfortable with, but
Where's that blender? There it is. How much time do we have, Jen?
Just about a minute.
Okay, just a minute left. I'm not dealing with the salt. I'm just pretending it's not there.
just gonna do a little splatter. When in doubt, splatter. It's kind of neat. Oh, maybe I'll use the fine liner for a little bit of, I feel like here, just a little bit. I just love a little bit of black, right? Just
Are you using that iridescent black?
I'm using the Winsor & Newton. We didn't get this in the kit, but we each had one. The Winsor & Newton fine liner.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
We're done.
What?
Yeah, these are weird. Like I wouldn't have really thought that I had drawn these fish, the fish's faces maybe, but yeah.
They're like, don't eat me, please. Okay, so that's
all right.
kind of neat so far.
I'm gonna clear some room and get ready to do the other page.
These are wet, so I don't want it. Let me put a piece in between them. Should we look at any questions? Are there any questions while we're getting?
Jen, are there any questions we should answer?
no, I think people are busy drawing.
People are busy. People are busy. Okay, that's good. Lisa says I was getting really hungry until the sardines.
Definitely polarizing food.
I like sardines.
Yeah, good sardine.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Next. We decided not to do the burger because we kind of have done the sandwich, so we're skipping the burger. But here's a breakfast. Somebody asked for breakfast. I'm going to do a really big breakfast because I do like a breakfast. And I'm going to kind of do it in this corner here.
It's like the full English.
Yeah, this is the full English.
All right, you ready for the timer?
Okay, I think I'm going to do contour for this one as well.
Yeah, so we are ready to begin.
Oh,
Laura's
I cheated.
asking Vicky, does she like the Winsor & Newton fine liners better than other brands?
Yes, because we're sponsored by Winsor & Newton, so we love the Winsor & Newton fine liners.
I think you gotta try them all and see what you like the best.
Yeah, as JJ says, try them all and then you'll know which is the one for you. But I think that they're great.
I like that the nibs are long because sometimes some inking markers that I've worked with in the past. The nibs aren't tall enough, so you're forced to use them head on like I'm using this one right now. But with these fine liners, I can use the side edge, which is really good. Sorry if you can't see, my hand is continuous contour drawing. Oh, I forgot the toast.
I was just thinking about this toast. Yum
I toast
toast.
hang off the page or hang off the. Oh, I think I raised my hand. Shh, no one say anything. Okay.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little bereft of enough colors. I should tell Winsor Newton they need to make a set of breakfast markers.
What colors do you feel like you're missing? Because you mentioned that the last.
Like a beige, like a sort of light kind of beige would be nice.
Yeah.
But, you know, can make do. Tan, yeah, tan. Pug colored. Fawn.
I feel like with the marker too, because again, I'm used to a wet medium where I could color this whole section and then create highlights, right? Whereas with marker,
Right.
I have to think about where do I want to leave some highlight. What color you can use for the mushrooms? Actually, now I want a beige.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I just ended up drawing them in gray.
I was just going to say I picked up a warm gray.
Figure out what to do with them later.
Well, I guess because it's tattoo, no one wants a brown tattoo, I guess, or beige tattoo.
Yeah. Won't stand out against your skin.
Oh, we should have drawn tattoos.
That's true.
That would have been fun, actually.
Yeah, I couldn't find my brown Winsor Newton fine liner, but that would have been helpful today too.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to look at this differently. That's what I've got to keep telling myself. It can be softer. It can be, it feels different than the normal drawings that I do. To have all these different colored inks, and it's just different. But it's okay.
Snow's
I keep
coming
trying to
down.
make it. I want to keep wanting to make it more definite, more hard-edged.
I'm definitely trying to be looser today.
Yeah, I can't get this blender to make it into a beige. It ends up being a yellow. So, oh well.
But I need a beige too for those mushrooms. We'll do some.
Oh no, we're out of time.
Oh shoot. I'm okay with that. Actually, I'm gonna do it really quickly. Cheat. I'm gonna throw down.
Hey,
some
no cheating,
color.
please.
Don't look. Look away. I think you dropped your pencil.
Hey, all right. Well,
I need a brown.
yeah, we need some more, and a couple of more colors. So, and we're also both of us are still trying to stick to the colors. Maybe it's because like with 5 minutes you just don't have the time to think through like what would be a different color palette, you know?
The blender doesn't work. Oh, I guess you have to give it a second because it's sorry if that sound is annoying.
Mentioned it sometimes takes you days to draw toast.
That's true. I can spend days drawing toast, so. But you know, just if you go over the blender like this to see how it's like looks really gray, but it will soften and once it dries, it goes away.
I feel like it's
And
alcohol based, so
it just makes a soft line, and you can if you huff it, you can get really stoned. All right, are you ready for the next?
you're gonna take a sip of tea.
Yeah, I
and
need
see
to
what-
take a break too. This has been fast and furious.
See if
Fast
anyone
but
has
not furious.
anything's catching.
Okay, so I guess I will work over here next. Okay, let's see what we have.
Ready?
A stack of donuts.
Too bad I don't have brown. What are you gonna use for the dough?
I know, we're going to be making like bright orange donuts, but that's the way it is.
Okay.
Yeah, see, I started by doing these contour drawings, but now I'm feeling like I want to do just kind of almost like painting where I do big sections of flat colors first and then go in and clarify it. So sort of the opposite of doing a contour drawing. You know what
Yeah,
I
I've
mean?
been doing a loose contour because I feel like otherwise I want to be literal and sketch what I'm seeing. So I'm going to. But I love how you're doing that where you're putting down a layer of value first. I did raise my pen, but that's okay. And I might even use a blue just to add color because I feel like I haven't used enough color. And I guess that's the thing too with food, right? Unless you're doing like a big plate of veggies, which I noticed there isn't any photo references for that.
I
here.
did. I looked at lots of salads, and I kept getting like really involved with the salads. Like, I don't know if I like those avocados. There were just so many things that I ended up. It is basically a junk food menu that we've been serving today: pasta, pizza, sandwiches, donuts. Sorry about that. It is not. It's not a healthy breakfast either. So. Yeah, I'd love a darker brown here.
Hmm.
So
What about colored pencils?
I'm trying to be really like sticking to these markers. JJ says, "Why not use colored pencils?" I'm really trying to be consistent because I felt like 2 days ago when I did the calligraphy and I was all over the place with colors and stuff like that and media. I wasn't. I wish that I'd been more consistent. So that's what I'm trying to do today. I'm trying to stick with just these, and that will mean that the whole page, for better or for worse, will all look, like it's came from the same
We have
place.
a question about the markers.
Okay, so there's a question about the markers coming in. Yes.
So Renee says it looks like with the markers working light to dark is helpful.
Well, you can't work dark to light because once they're down, like here, I would like to have had, all this white frosting. You can't see it because it's so you have to work light to dark. You don't have a lot of choice.
So it's like watercolor in that respect, but I think because we can't blend colors, we're feeling even more limited. That's how I'm feeling anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely forcing me to. I'm trying to bring in watercolor techniques, and I'm also dealing with the fact that so much of the stuff is kind of vague. I want it to be more
Mine looks
definite.
like hamburger buns at the moment.
But now I feel like, okay, now I'm going to come in with a fine liner and I'm going to at least try and sharpen it up. So it's in the end, I'm not a painter. I'm a drawer. So I end up adding lines. That's just the way I am. So I always want line, and in some ways these make you, they force you to do.
Is it making you appreciate the mediums that you tend to work with even more?
That's one
Because
way of
I'm
putting
really
it.
appreciating watercolor right now because I feel like I could have
No,
practiced
this is
so.
making me feel like I don't know, like I need to solve this problem. Because I'm sure if I was like if you ever watch somebody who really knows how to use markers, like I mentioned those old geezers who were so great at it, they just have a whole approach that's different. Like the way that they layer things on, they just, it's different than, and I don't know how to do it. I used to have a really good book on marker drawing, which it's probably like 30 years old, and I haven't looked at it in about 25 years. So maybe I have to pull that out.
All right, you have 30 seconds.
I have 30 seconds. Okay. So yeah, but I think I just haven't used markers that much because of the issue of how they work in a sketchbook. So this render sketchbook is a bit of a solution to that, but it's not the ultimate solution because you can't really do mixed media stuff. So
All right, we have another marker question.
I'm
another
just trying to
marker
make this
question.
look more like a donut.
All right, what's the new? There's a new
Jude
marker
Decker
question.
says, so if no blending can be done with the markers, what actually is the purpose of the blender pen?
Oh, you can blend. Here, I'm going to
All right,
blend now.
timer up.
Okay, so I'm going to
It's
blend just to answer Jude's question, but time is up. But you can see I am blending. You totally can blend. You just may not be able to see it right away, but it will blend. Right now it just looks darker, but it is going to blend. Because basically what this is it's alcohol, which is the base of all these markers, and it's basically spreading the pigment. Yeah, so my donuts they don't really look like donuts. But
mine either.
yeah, let me have a look at yours now. Oh yeah, yours look a lot more like donuts than mine do. Mine
No,
look
don't
like,
look.
yeah, because we're trying. I think we're not Yeah, it was an interesting challenge.
We're limited, for sure.
Yeah, we're limited by not having the right colors, and we're limited by trying to approach it the wrong way because it's a different medium. So, all right, we have one to go.
One to
One
go.
more.
Oh my god, today's going like
Crazy,
so quick.
right?
Okay, I'm gonna flip to a fresh page.
You're going to a new page? Oh man. Okay, cool.
I am. Let's see what the last one is. Make it a good one. What?
It's just desserts. So yeah, there we go.
Okay, contour drawing again to start. And
Oh my god,
What?
I'm so hungry.
JJ's complaining about being hungry.
All right, timer started.
Timer started.
oh, where do I go from here? Let's go back around.
Boy, there's a lot going on the screen, isn't there? Is it too much, JJ?
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, we got to do what we got to do.
I guess the beautiful thing is if people want to watch, if they can't follow along, you can watch the recording. So watch us struggle, and then you can sketch after you watched us struggle with these. Oh, I might run out of space. Okay, I'm not going to get the whole parfait glass in.
So I'm starting by just drawing the dark parts, obviously, and trying to, by working with a gray on top of the brown, it's sort of giving me a bit of a range. And then I'm going to take a light gray.
Can you make the reference picture smaller or not?
Yeah, I'm going to make the reference picture a bit smaller.
I'm going to go rogue a little bit and make these cherries, I think.
Yeah, that would be nice to have another color in there. Than just a bunch of browns. I mean, I would like to eat this hot fudge sundae, but it is a bit more limited in what you can draw. Oh, lids are going.
Marker down.
Yay.
Lid fell off the table. God knows. If I can remember to find it.
Twiggy will find it.
I was just thinking maybe the blender isn't working because I'm working on watercolor paper.
Oh, that could be, yeah. I'm using a smoother paper, so it's easier for it to blend.
The watercolor paper is just... Oh, there we go. Let's blend it up a bit. But it is creating highlights, which is kind of neat. I like it. And let's use purple. I'm going to have fun with color. I feel like I need more color, so I'm going to just play.
Yeah, I feel like it might be interesting to go over this with color pencil afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
That might be my after hours activity. How's our time?
You have about 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Try to add more color. But
Okay, there's your timer.
Time's up. Hooey!
that was wild. I can't believe it went by so quick.
Wow, yours is huge. That's a
Yeah.
big sundae. I like that. I like that little cherry up there. That's a good idea.
I was getting hungry. Yeah, I needed color.
So yours feels like a nice loose drawing. Yeah,
I think because I started as a contour drawing.
right.
I like
That's
that.
nice.
I felt like today was looser. Didn't feel like I was as literal as I normally am. I gave myself a bit of freedom to just be loose. Like, one I poured
Oh
these last
boy.
sardines. I think the sardines are probably one of my fave.
Yeah, I like your sardines a lot. So,
Show me the flip through.
so what about? We said that we wanted to label these. Do you think we have time for that?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what will help to pull it together. Don't you think? Would you label them? I'm going to stick to these markers.
Mm-hmm. I really like this color actually. It is burgundy.
The burgundy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'll use the burgundy too.
Did you get everything on one spread in your notebook?
I did.
Or your-
I did. What would you call that pasta dish?
Fusilli.
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 But what should we call the whole dish though?
Fusilli alla mamma.
Fusilli alla mama. Okay, I'll use that.
And I'm going to call this pizza Brooklyn style.
Fusilli has two L's?
Con tomat.
Fusilli.
Does
I think
Fusilli
two
have two
F's.
L's?
And is it K Brooklyn KLYN or KLIA?
Ulli.
So two L's. Fusilli
And then I would say Kon tomat.
con tomat. Oh, I wrote A. Okay. So I
Oh,
have to fix that now. Con.
and how do you spell Brooklyn?
How do you spell what?
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, Brooklyn. And then this would be sardinos. And then what kind of a sandwich is this? I'm just going to say sandwich.
But a sandwich.
Sandwich.
Sarnie.
There's a sandwich. And now we got some donuts. I don't have a donut or two.
Some bombolini.
Stack of donuts.
Sandwich. How do you spell a sandwich?
Sandwich. Just like it sounds. Stack of nuts. And this we're going to call full English.
And what did you call your pasta?
Fusilli con tomate.
Is it SSIL or is SILL?
Here, look on screen. Fusilli con tomate. And here we
No,
go.
one S and two L's.
One S and two L's. Yeah, she did it right.
I'm going to call this one alla mama.
Alla mama. Full English. Now everything I'm saying is in like a fake Italian accent.
Take me back to Tuscany.
Full English. And this is a hot fudge sundae. Hot fudge.
I think I'll just show this page since the sardines are my favorite. Sardini. And the metallic, I don't know if you can see in the reflection, the metallic was a great idea, JJ. Looks so good.
I'm going to put just a little bit of a margin around it.
It's amazing what a big black line can do to a drawing too.
Yeah, I may go back in and cheat by putting in some colored pencil, but
How are we for time?
all right. So should we show a whole page? Well, you don't really have a whole page.
I have 5 pages, but I can.
5 pages.
There's my sandwich and fusilli alla
Wait,
mama.
let's do, hold on. Go to the other. Let me just do. Here you go. Here's your whole page.
Oh, perfect.
I lost one cap. That looks fantastic.
Not bad.
Yeah, I like it. It feels. It doesn't feel like you. I will say.
No,
that.
right? Doesn't feel like me,
Wilder.
which is good. It's my other persona. No, it was good to do something different, have a different approach use the markers. I did cheat and bring in some ink and some metallic watercolor, but for the majority of it, yeah.
And so you have a bit of bleed through behind your
Yes,
pizza, but it kind of looks like a paper plate. Yeah,
that's true. Actually, under the pizza,
yeah.
not bad at all. And then there's my donuts aren't horrible if I had different colors. And there's my parfait.
I really like that parfait, I gotta say.
Yeah,
It's big and bold. It's nice.
I like my
All right.
dessert. Okay,
I'll
let's
show
see
you
yours.
mine. Here's mine is... Wait, this is not... Let me see if I can zoom out even more. Mine's too big. I know what I'm going to do. I'll do this.
Oh, that's good. It looks awesome. I love how you put the frame around it
Yeah,
and just a portion of the plate.
it feels loose. It's big. It's pretty big. So
Yeah. Which is
yeah,
nice sometimes. It can be expressive, right? When you use your whole arm to do something versus working really small and tight.
it's
Yeah.
nice to just be like, "Ah." And these, I mean, these markers are like, they're going to give you big, rich colors. It's not like a brush that you have to keep loading. You're going to get a big thing. It's not like a colored pencil. It's a
Yeah.
big, fat line. And that is something that I go back and forth. Sometimes I want to work with like a super fine liner. And sometimes I want to paint with a big brush or draw with a big, fat brush dipped in ink or draw
Yeah.
with markers like this. It's really nice to, I feel like this paper, while it's designed for markers, it tends to flatten the color a bit. I think if it was on Bristol, it would be even brighter and sharper. You know what I'm saying? It's absorbing it a
Yeah.
little bit, but
I agree. Bit
yeah,
flat too. But again, I like a little bit more muted. But I think what you were saying, like, look at the size difference between a fine liner and these pro markers. So I think that's why I was drawing so much larger because the tool in my hand even feels more substantial. So just as you were chatting, I thought, yeah, that makes sense. And then fine liner, of course, it's more delicate in use, but even how it feels in your hand. So you use less of your arm.
yeah.
Breath.
And when you draw
Yeah.
big, I mean, in a sketchbook, you tend to not draw that big. But I think it's really cool when you have pages in a sketchbook that everything is kind of detailed, and then you
Yeah.
suddenly turn the page and boom, it's like a giant image that fills, that almost bleeds off the page. It just is kind of the drama, because you can think of a sketchbook as sort of like a movie where where the scenes, it's almost like if you think of like a Western and suddenly you're outside and everything's really big and then you cut in on a close face and then you might see like a little, that kind of variation and then splitting the screen into different things. It's fun.
Actually, that
Yeah.
might be fun for, I don't know if you've done that with Draw With Me, but that would be a fun thing where we explore that, right? So drawing the same scene in a more compact style and then zoom in and see how expressive you can get. I like that.
Yeah, or doing something like if you did a small drawing of, say, a landscape or a person standing on landscape, and then you did a big drawing of just like part of their face, and you did have it on the same page. I like to do a drawing. Sometimes I'll do a big drawing and then do small drawings that are related to it, and then tie it all together with lettering. So, I think having a page, like I tried to have this everything is sort of smallish, but then you have the big breakfast that's sticking off the page. That gives you a balance in your composition, so that one element is anchoring it. Whereas if you have a lot of small things, that can work also, but you have to have them like maybe in more of a grid, so that there's an overarching construction to it, which is the grid. Otherwise, things can feel like they're floating and they're not relating to each other. So it's good to
Like
think
you
about
said,
those kinds of things.
to combine them so it pulls them together.
Is what
Yeah.
is yeah.
Lettering something to pull them together. Like mine just feels like, four same size illustrations on the page.
Right. It doesn't feel like an overall composition if you don't link it somehow together with some idea. I mean, but even like that page that you just showed, if you drew a frame around it,
I'm going to
right?
do a frame like my friend Danny just did and see how it
Exactly.
looks.
And if it goes, like I like to do the frame where the frame sometimes goes behind the thing that you're framing,
Oh, like the
so
pizza right here that I'm just about to do. I should have chose a different color because I use this color a lot.
right. That's nice. Yeah. Let me
Now it
just.
looks very Italian. I need something in the bottom corner here.
But maybe it's like something like written that's small,
Like
or
out saying, feed me.
maybe it's like a waiter holding a menu or something. Yeah, it's true.
The
Cool. All
snow
right. Good.
is
Phew.
coming. The snow is coming. We're expecting a snowstorm today. I'm looking at my window. It's beautiful.
Oh.
Acids.
JJ says antacids. So draw a bottle of Tums in the corner.
Oh, a glass of wine.
Glass of wine. Perfect. There you go. So yeah. So all right. Good. Well, time flew today.
Honestly, I'm just looking at the comments to see if there's.
Yeah, time really flew. So we have
Yeah.
one more day left tomorrow, Friday. Tomorrow we're going to draw people, but we're
Yeah.
going to try and mix that up. We're going to use gouache, which will be. I'm just loving gouache these days because gouache is kind of like markers in that it can be big and bold, but then you can also go in and do like little tiny details, and it's the whole experience of painting as opposed to drawing. But you can also use gouache and then draw on top of gouache. So tomorrow we're gonna draw like a bunch of faces. I think probably not from reference, right? I think we decided not to do it from reference. We're just gonna kind of make up faces and just try like kind of coming up with characters and things. But it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'd love to see your food that you made, so please share it on Instagram. Or on Facebook or in the schoolyard if you're in the schoolyard, and give it this tag, #ArtKickstart 2024, so we can find it. And then next week we're going to pull together all the different stuff that you guys have posted. We've been looking at some of the things, like just those chickens. I mean, there are thousands of amazing chickens out there. So
Screenshots from Instagram, and it was so great to see them all in a big
So-
grid and how varied they were. So please, that's inspiring. Share more, tag. If you use the hashtag, then I can do some screen grabs and share those, which is really
and
cool.
we'll download. I mean, we usually do that where we'll make a little thing. Yes. So thanks again to Winsor & Newton. We love these pro markers. They're fun. They're forcing us to think differently, and as we have all week. So great. Well, and for you, I would just say experiment, play, make mistakes, screw things up. That's how you learn. That's how you grow. That's how you have new kinds of fun. It can be nerve-wracking. You can feel like a failure because you don't know how to use these things. But the more you use them, the more they start to turn into something. So that's what we're trying to do. Nikki and I are trying to push ourselves out of being like experts into areas that we're not that good at, in order to see, what new spices can we add to the pot, or can we add to our pizza. So be brave and get out there, and check out Nikki's Instagram, and you'll see the lists for her contacts below. Check out her Instagram, check out her YouTube channel as well, and check out her book. Your book was behind you before, but she has. Where's your book?
Oh, I was using it the other day. I'm doing a demo.
I don't have my book. My copy is over there too. But anyway, it's been so fun collaborating, and we still have one more day to go, and it's been really great. So, Draw With Me will be back to its normal, schedule. My normal, beautiful co-hostess will be returning, and we'll do that next Thursday. But in the meantime, join us tomorrow, same time, 9:00, and yeah, be brave, push yourself, kick your own butt. Is that possible?
And have fun. Don't be chicken. If you didn't see day
don't
one,
be
go back
chicken.
to it. Don't be chicken.
Don't be chicken. Yes. All right, guys. Have a great day, and see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.